one of the things that we love talking about at our conference is when we are acting out of survival. I absolutely love talking about survival mode and what happens scientifically to our body when we are in survival mode. I really, really, really wish I knew all this like years and years and years ago. The short version basically is that when you're in survival mode, you release hormones, stress hormones. Those hormones goes through your body one way or another. It's complicated, but it's in your body. You release them by thinking out of stress. So you release stress hormones, and the stress hormones basically send more signals to your body, and then you start feeling even worse. And when you start feeling worse, you start thinking worse. When you're feeling worse, you're thinking worse. Feeling is thinking, thinking is feeling. And so you are in the cycle. And what happens when you're in a cycle, you are in crisis mode. What happens when you're in crisis mode? You're actually not thinking straight. You're not thinking thoughts that you know better. You're thinking thoughts from your subconscious mind. And subconscious mind is usually the one that stores all the negative programming that we had when we were children. All the fear, all the stuff. Anyways, it's another whole really great conversation. But survival mode, guys. Apparently, we're only meant to be in survival mode for like 5, 10, 15 minutes. But what happens when we are in constant survival mode? Not enough money, we got fired, not enough food. What happens then? Then you're no longer just in survival mode for 15 minutes. Now this becomes your state of being, living out of survival, which means living out of crisis, which means you start making worse and worse and worse decisions, which is what I've done. Hello, right here. If there was a PhD in how to live in victim mentality and survival mode, I think I would have probably 2 by now. But I didn't know any of the science behind it, and I didn't know that it's actually addictive. I had no idea that those hormones that we are releasing can actually be addictive. So it wasn't that I just loved living in survival mode. It's basically science and brain chemistry and hormones that are released in your body that make you feel a certain way, that makes you think a certain way, that makes you feel a certain way. So it's just this crazy cycle, vicious cycle that's really, really hard to break if you don't understand the science behind it. So that's why we're really excited about all this stuff. So I don't know if it was helpful for you, but if I were you, and if this was a little bit interesting, I would look up some resources. Look up Dr. Joe Dispenza. They're Breaking the Habit of Being You. I think that's the book, but there's a couple of other stuff. But I would definitely look into some neuroscience, brain science, and chemistry, brain chemistry. There's a ton of great videos on YouTube. So I don't know, guys. Was this helpful? I'll see you at the next video.